Hi, welcome. So, are you thinking about opening up your own Poshmark boutique? Maybe you don't even know what that is. So this video is all about opening up your very own Poshmark boutique. So if you're brand new, my name is Karen with the Thrifty Flamingo. This channel mostly talks about reselling on Poshmark and eBay, but everything you learn here can be used on multiple applications. So if you're returning, welcome back. This video was requested. I get a lot of questions about boutique. And so the previous one really kicked me into gear and I said, I'm gonna cover this. So my Poshmark closet is Pink Flamingo BTQ. Guess what the BTQ stands for? Boutique. So I do have a boutique. I also sell regular items as well. So this video has a little bit more substance than most videos because I really want you to understand it. Opening up a boutique isn't just a flyby like on a whim. This is an investment. So in this video, you know me, be organized. So in this video, we are going to be talking about what exactly a boutique is, what you need to do before you actually open up your boutique, how and where to acquire all the clothing or the goods for your boutique, and the very last thing we're going to talk about is pricing and cost of goods. You're going to want to stick around till after because when I'm done explaining all this lovely stuff, I'm going to actually screen share. I'm going to show you some examples of boutiques. I've gotten permission from them. I'm also going to show you some of my boutique items and explain, pros and cons. So that's going to be at the end. And I really hope this is informative. So let's get to it. Okay, so what a boutique is buying product direct from the manufacturer or distributor that has never been available for the public before. And you buy it directly from the manufacturer and you sell it for the very first time. So what boutique is not? It is not new with tags. It is not you ordering from a website online an item that's open to the public and getting it new with tags and then selling it as boutique. So boutique is right from manufacturer to seller to be sold. You do need to make certain requirements for Poshmark to get certified through Poshmark to open up a boutique. So I have it here because I don't want to paraphrase things and I don't want to, mess up numbers. So it's not much. For Poshmark to get access to the wholesale portal, you need to have 10 plus sales on Poshmark, and with those 10 plus sales, you need to have an average rating of 4.5. So that's not hard. That should happen very quickly as long as you keep listing and keep doing everything we've been talking about. So once you're able to do that, you will have access to the wholesale portal. Where to find the wholesale portal on Poshmark? So you go to your bottom right to your page where it gives you your list, where it says at your name on the bottom. And then you're gonna go down and it is in My Seller Tools. So you're gonna click the little tab that says My Seller Tools. The bottom part, it says get your boutique started, complete boutique certification, and shop wholesale. So the first thing that you need to do before you open up your boutique is you really need to give it some thought as to the theme and the type of clothing you want to sell. Saying, I want to open up a boutique and sell all these fabulous clothing, that's way too broad. You need to have kind of like a genre. Is your boutique in the future going to be? What's your target? Are they millennials? Are they 30-somethings? Are they club goers? Are they professional women? Who's your target audience going to be? Because that's going to help you find your product. If you're just buying willy-nilly anything that you like, you're like, oh, that's a pretty shirt, or oh, that's a pretty skirt or whatever, you're gonna have a bunch of random things that don't really flow together, and that's not boutique. You know, imagine walking into an actual boutique and there's every type of clothing there. And it's like, you wouldn't know where to start. So what type of clothing are you going to be offering in your boutique? You really need to figure this out before you start shopping. You know, so pick a theme, pick a look, pick a scheme, something. You know, boho chic. You could do kind of like basic stuff. Some people get into like t-shirts and like funky sayings on their t-shirts, accessories, jewelry. My PFF, she was there from the beginning when I first started my Poshmark journey. She has a Poshmark boutique that just does jewelry and accessories. I don't see like one item of clothing in her closet. I never have. That's her thing, you know, so figure it out, you know, sleep on it. It might take a couple days. You might already know what your style is or what you want your gig to be. If you do, you're already one up on everybody else. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is figure out your branding. You know, so your closet name should kind of either be the exact same as your boutique that you're opening up or very, very similar. Diving right in and opening up a boutique and you are, you know, Pretty in Pink 427 or Pug Life Forever 22. Like, what's that saying about your boutique? Everybody already chose their username. I get that. I got to change my username. Poshmark allows you one do-over. Do not squander that do-over. So once you really figure out, hey, this is the look I'm going for, and you really think about the name of your boutique, you rebrand yourself. And you can put that request into Poshmark. To find out if the name is available, go to search people and search the name that you're thinking of. And if it doesn't come up in search, it's available. You know, so the reason why I have the BTQ, yeah, it's a boutique. I just wanted a pink flamingo. And it was taken, sadly, you know, so the BTQ happened. So figure out, you know, your name for your branding. If you want to create a little logo, a lot of boutiques put their logos in, you know, where your picture goes, and then you have a banner. Some people are really good at that. They're good at like Photoshop or, you know, making logos like that on the computer. If that's not your thing and you're like, I can't do that stuff on a computer, believe me, I get that. There are very cheap ways to have somebody else that's really good at that make a logo for you. I like to use the app called Fiverr. Fiverr, you're pretty much outsourcing all the techno stuff. You know, you pay per gig and everybody has a profile, and if you want a logo design, you can pay $5, $10, $15, and they're the computer people. They're the people that will design your logo for you. So that's where I go. It's cheap. I mean, they call it Fiverr. So yeah, you don't need to be completely computer savvy to kind of come up with a logo. So once you have your idea and your aesthetic and your theme down and you know what you're gonna name your boutique and the username's not taken, and you emailed Poshmark support and you said, I wanna change my name, now you need to get certified to sell boutique items on Poshmark. So you would still go to the My Seller tools and it would say get your boutique started, and it gives you some information on it. And then it says complete boutique certification. So after you pass the test and you become certified, now we're going to talk about the next point. Now we're going to talk about how and where you acquire these goods. All right, so the who, what, where, when, how. How do you get clothes for your boutique that you want to open? So first, there's two things that you can do. Yes, you need to get certified by Poshmark. That you need to do. Do you need to buy from the Poshmark wholesale portal? No, you do not. So you could do one of these two things or both of them. I did both of them. You can just get certified by Poshmark and buy through their wholesale portal and sell those goods in your boutique. Or you could go to your town clerk's office and apply for a sales and use tax. It's called different things in different states. If you're already in online business and you're already registered as a business and you're filing taxes that way, you already have a sales and use number. It might be called a resale license or a retail license. In the state of Connecticut, it's called sales and use tax permit. So in order for you to order boutique items online, and even shop for them online, not through Poshmark, you're required to have the number that's on your sales and use tax or whatever it's called. And that gives you access to all the different vendors. Now, some vendors, when you're searching online, will allow you to look at the items, but they won't show you your prices until you set up a profile with the number in it. So you can shop, the internet, you could shop all online for all these different vendors, or you could shop on Poshmark. So I did both. I have had product from both the wholesale portal, and I have two vendors that I stick with. I've been through many. I've been through quite a few. But, it's all about quality and price point, because sometimes it really is hit or miss. So with the I'm gonna say pros and cons for each. So with the Poshmark wholesale portal, the pros is it's very easy. You don't need to pay. Most states, I had to pay $100 for this. It's good, I believe, for 6 years. $100, 6 years. I'm using it to death. So, you have to pay for that. For the Poshmark, you don't have to pay to get certified through their wholesale portal. You also don't need a number to use their wholesale portal. Now, I don't know how they got away with it. I don't understand. I don't care to. That's not for me to care about, So that's a pro. You don't need to do anything except for take their test. Take their little test. Now, the cons about the wholesale portal is because it's so easy to acquire goods through Poshmark, you don't have to go through all this stuff, and the legalities of it is possible product saturation of the market. They only have X amount of wholesalers. They add them all the time. I got to meet some great vendors at PoshFest, and they do offer a wide variety of goods. But, when you see that one shirt and you're like, I'm going to offer that, and you're in the wholesale portal, out of all the, 7 million users, was that what it was, in Poshmark, how are you the only one finding that shirt? Granted, not everybody that uses a Poshmark signs up for the wholesale portal. Not everybody, but quite a few of them do. I've run into that where, I have purchased certain wholesale items off of Poshmark and I list them up, and then I'm in the party rooms or whatever, and I'm like, that's my shirt. Oh no, she has it priced like $3 less than I do or whatever. So, just because there's many of the same pink shirts everywhere, you can still sell yours, but that is definitely a con. There's multiple throughout the platform. I'm sure you've even seen it if you really think about it. Or now that I'm bringing it to your attention, pay attention when you're looking at Best in Boutiques parties. You're going to see a lot of repeats, a lot of duplicates, a lot of, oh, that's a different closet, same shirt. So that's definitely a con about it. But I'm not saying that to detract you from it whatsoever. So if you go and, get your resale license in your state, pros and cons for that. So the pro is that you have a wide variety of clothing that people on Poshmark don't know exist, because not everybody does this. Not everybody gets the certificate. So you're not going to have that product saturation. You're not going to see your shirt everywhere, or multiple times. You're probably going to be one of the only people that have that item. There might be a few more. Granted, it's still the internet. Somebody else might have found that same awesome item you have, but not to the extent of the wholesale portal. So that's definitely a good thing. You get to find different vendors and different styles, and it's a bigger variety that you get to choose from. So that's definitely a positive about shopping online. Now, that positive about shopping online is also a negative. There is so much clothing online. You will spend hours and hours clicking through things. And in the end of the day, you've probably favorited like 3 of them. You know, so it is time consuming because there's just so much of it. So that is definitely also a con. The other con about the online is money is involved. You need to pay. I don't know one state that doesn't make you pay something for this. Now, owning a business, a legitimate business, you get to write that money off. So I spend $100, I get to write that off. So that's not a big deal for me. All right, moving on to cost of goods. So cost of goods, this is where the money comes into factor. So when you shop either through the wholesale portal or online, you don't just buy one item. Opening up a boutique is an investment. And right now, if all you're doing is giving yourself X amount of money every week or whenever to go sourcing for items, you know, that is you're going to have to invest more. Because if you say, have $60 and every week you're like, I'm going to take that $60 and I'm going to go to thrift and I'm going to go buy low, sell high, and I'm going to get as much bang for my buck as I can, which is good, which is what you should be doing. You know, that $60 does not go far when it concerns buying boutique items. So you don't just buy a single item, you buy what's called a pack. Most of them call them a pack. They either come in packs of 3, 5, or 6. If they come in any different number, they will specifically say it. And they come in size packs. So if you buy a pack of 6, which is the average, it'll be like 2 small, 2 medium, 2 large. It'll say 2, 2, 2. Or if you decided to open up a plus size boutique. And that's one of the things, you're like, I'm going to open up plus size boutique, you know. So then you would have 2, 2, 2. It would be 2 extra large, 2 2Xs, 2 3Xs, or whatever. Sometimes it's 1, 2, 2, 1, like a small, 2 medium, 2 large, and an extra large. They will specify. But what you're getting is 6 of that one item to sell. That's what a pack is. Now, the manufacturer, wherever it is, they will tell you suggested manufacturer retail price. They're going to say the MSRP for this item, we suggest you sell it for $42. And you're like, okay, cool. So let's do the math. Me and numbers, got my paper out. So let's say you found a pack of 6 shirts and you really dig these shirts and the pack is $80. $80 for 6 shirts. So that equals out to $13.34 per piece. And you're thinking, wow, that's a little bit different than when I go to a thrift store and I buy something for $3 or $4. That's a big markup on your cost of goods. $13.34 per piece. Now the manufacturer says, we suggest the MSRP is $32. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna sell these for $32. So $32, you need to sell at least half of that. You need to sell 3.125 pieces. More than half of those 6 pieces to make your money back. Now, after you've sold your 3.125 pieces, now we're into the profit zone. We've gotten out of the red and now we're into the green. Once that happens, everything else is profit. That's less than double. And when it concerns time and money and energy spent, that's not that great of a profit margin. So you really need to not fall in love with the item when you see it. You need to actually get out a calculator, get out your trusty little pen and paper, and break it down. If you don't break down the math, and you just do it quick in your head. You're like, oh, that sounds good, and they're telling me I could sell it for $40, and oh yeah, that's fine. You're going to end up being more in the red than you are in the green. You're going to end up losing money eventually or sooner. You don't want to just make half. Now, let's talk about Poshmark fees. Let's say you sell that shirt that you have to at least make $13.34 to, break even per piece. Let's say you put it up on Poshmark for $32, the MSRP, because they said sell it for $32. What do we have to pay on Poshmark, and what do we have to pay on pretty much every platform, almost every platform? We need to pay a fee for them hosting our goods. So the Poshmark fee, if you list something at $32 and you sell it for $32, you're only making $25.60. So that's where I came up with the 3.125 pieces, because you're not actually making $32. You're making $25.50. You're making 25 bucks. And think about it, when you list something, how many of you get offers? How many of you get offers instead of flat out buying straight out? Most of us get an offer. We've all had the lowball offers, sure. So if the MSRP is $32, do not list it at $32. List a little higher. You need to list it a little bit higher to detract from lowballs or as many lowballs. And so you have wiggle room. So when somebody sends you an offer, if you list it at, say, $36, $38, and they're like, I'm going to offer her $32, guess what? You're getting exactly what you should be getting. If you list it at the MSRP, you might be losing money. That is the fun part, the numbers, the cost of goods. You do need to invest in yourself. Nobody is going to tell you this number. In the beginning, I asked quite a few people, when I was trying to grow my business, I was like, well, how much do I reinvest? I have a business mentor, my old boss, and I have sit downs with him occasionally. And I said, listen, B, I said, what percentage do I reinvest in order for growth? And he said, nobody's going to tell you that. Nobody wants to talk money. Are you kidding me? Well, because it's personal. It depends on how much money you're actually making. It depends on your situation. Do you have another job? Do you have another source of income? Do you have money set aside so you can invest in yourself? Or do you just have your budget for the week, your $60 a week? If you're on a budget and that's your thing, and you're like, okay, I give myself X amount of money every week, but you really want to open a boutique, don't spend every week, or spend half of it, spend a third of it, and put the rest aside. Save it, So there are ways around it. I can't tell you the exact percentage because that's on your own personal, what you feel is right. You always need to pay yourself. You always need to price appropriately, so when you get that profit, it's not just breaking even or making a couple extra bucks. You spend time, blood, sweat, and tears on this stuff. And you are a girl boss, and you will do it. Or you're a boy boss, that's cool too. So, as promised, I'm now going to jump over and I'm going to screen share. I'm going to go through a few different boutiques. You'll just hear my voice. And, hopefully it'll get the wheels going and you'll start thinking about what I just told you. I also suggest that if this video is really hitting home for you and you're like, yes, this is where I'm going and this is what I'm going to be doing in the future, that you go back and rewatch it and take notes. I just gave you a lot of information and probably like 20 minutes. So I would go back and watch it and take notes. All right, let's go to the screen share and I'm going to show you some boutiques. Okay, so I am going to show you 3 different boutiques with 3 different aesthetics to them, 3 different themes, and then at the end I'll quickly show you mine. So the first one I'm going to show you is lovely Tiani. So I want you to take a look at the closet. She has a very, very nice boutique. I'm going to go slow so you could see how everything flows together. The shirts, the tunics, the draping of the shirts, it all seems like very similar fabric. It's very safe to say that, you know, when somebody orders, say, this green shirt right here, that they're probably going to like this one too. Or maybe even this, because it's all very similar styles. And so she has this style. Oh, that's cute. Oh no, I'm starting to shop. I got to stop doing that. Now, most boutiques and most vendors do have stock photos. You do need direct permission from the vendor to use the stock photo. You just have to ask. Most of them let you, use their stock photo. And see at the bottom, small, medium, large. That's the pack I was talking about. So it looks like she uses all stock photos, but all the same look to it. Next one is Miss Bella Edge. Now, lovely little logo. I ordered from her last winter. It's like a 3/4 sleeve tunic. And she went through this rebranding where, she pretty much sold out of her entire store and redesigned it. So she takes her own photos. And all the photos look very similar. You could tell it's the same place that the product is coming from. I actually like what she did. She was using all of the stock photos from her vendors, and that works for some, but this is great. I know you guys don't have much to compare it to, but even the look of the closet, same thing. Ooh, that's really cute. It's kind of like Free People. Ooh, I'm going to stop shopping now. So this is definitely one way you could do it. Now the last one I want to show you. Vixen, fun, fearless fashion. So I was talking to her, and she also has a website. A lot of boutiques that sell on Poshmark don't just exclusively sell on Poshmark. There are a few that do, but that's kind of like the next step you would go to. You would then open up your own website and whatnot. So as you see, her thing is very like club wear, very Vixen. I probably would not be caught dead in this clothes. They're nice. My body style would not look good in these clothes. But somebody who, goes out on a Saturday night looking like this, in this like kind of dress, and that's like their thing, maybe next Saturday they would wear something like this. So she has a look, and she's sticking with it. All right, so back to the top so you can see. Now we're going to go to my closet. Now I do offer both. At the very top, see how it says like all closet and boutique? If you just click on boutique, it'll show you all my boutique items. So through a lot of trial and error, I sell bathing suits in the summertime. And winter, fall time, I sell like basic tees and saying tees. I've tried different things out. My bathing suits go like hotcakes. I have people on waiting list for certain ones. I tag certain people when sizes come in. Now, I tried to expand a little bit this summer and get like shirts. I still have quite a few of these left. That's my friend. You know, I decided to try a model out. She's so pretty. And that's my friend. These went really quick. That's my second reorder. It's also very similar to the bathing suits. Most of these, this was my I reordered these 4 times. These were 4 times. These were 2 times. So right now I do have like 1 left. I think this one has 1 left. Yeah, it's the end of the season. So I do have, you know, leftover stock. That's something you risk. You know, you risk having leftover stock and then drastically marking it down. I mean, $12. This was originally $32. But this being my second round, see how it only says medium large? I had 2 people on a wait list for the small, so I didn't even get to really list them. I listed a specific listing for those 2 people. I liked this look this summer. You know how this was really kind of hip, the choker look? It didn't do well for me. The top's really nice. It's really soft. It's really well made. I believe I have 1 of each size left, which was surprising to me. I think I broke even on that. Now, this is what I sell a lot of. I sell a lot of little, like, shirts like that. Because that's me. This is what I wear. Now, this I bought in a bundle, a mystery bundle. One of the vendors I work with, they had a random pack for drastically marked down. And you pretty much got too small, too medium, too large of who knew. So you were taking a gamble. That was all brand new stuff for resale, but you know, you just didn't know what you were getting, and it was really cheap. So I rolled the dice. Well, this dice is still here. You win some, you lose some. I ordered this last fall, and this is not a graphic tee. This is not something that has a cute little saying on it. I liked it. I was like, it's cute little elephants. It's boho-ish, and boho is kind of cute, and everyone's like into it. But guess what? People do not come to my closet for elephants. They don't, you know. So I have sold a few, but should have put it on airplane mode. These I all have like 1 or 2 left each, you know. So this is why people come to my closet. They like the t-shirts, they like the sayings, or they like the bathing suits. Like bathing suits, bathing suits, bathing suits, bathing suits, bathing suits. Okay, I'm done with that. This was my first order about a year ago. Before I got my sales and use tax license, I ordered this skirt. It was my very first order. MSRP on this is $34. I have it at $18. These have been moving so slow. So slow. I mean, I've had them for over a year. I bought them because I thought they were pretty, but this was before I thought of, you know, what my boutique actually was trying to do. That's why I made this video, so you guys will not make the mistakes that I have made and have all these skirts left. Cell phone cases. So yeah, you can mix in accessories. You definitely can. The problem with the cell phone cases is they come out with a new iPhone so often. These are 6S cases, so they're hard to move now that 8s are out. All right, so I really hope you guys have learned what you came to learn. And if you did, definitely give me a thumbs up. If this is your first video, I definitely would appreciate it if you hit subscribe as well and come back for more videos on tips and tricks on reselling. Other than that, everybody take care.